I do not sleep as well as I once did. I suppose it is all of those years in the saddle, in one encampment after the other. Nowadays, I find myself rising before the sun, and once groomed, walking back and forth along the piazza, looking across the Potomac River at the sunrise over the hills of Maryland. And I confess it all sets my mind spinning back. Old men, we do such. We must think upon what we are leaving behind us, our legacy, if you will. Setting here at my beloved Mount Vernon, a legacy in its own right. Setting in retirement and domestic felicity, setting under my own vine and fig tree, I am reminded that setting is not something that I have done much of in my life. My personal credo is deeds, not words. I have a strong bias for action. Now, I will own to the fact that I am not the greatest thinker of my time, but I have taken the greatest ideas of my day, and I have acted upon them. My lady wife, she was recently musing, speaking about several gentlemen, Virginians. They shall remain nameless. She said they always say the most beautiful things. They just never do anything. I did. For example, I served king and country until it proved as clear as the sun in the meridian sky that we were set upon in the most tyrannical manner. After which time, I took a stand for liberty and freedom, to help, I suppose in no small part, to establish the American Republic. The first time a nation had been formed, a government established, based upon ideas and constrained by laws. A self-governing system to protect liberty, to establish a union. The Union, my singularity of purpose, a united America. It was for me my watchword and guiding light, holding disparate states, indeed, if truth be told, 13 separate countries, together during Revolution, and then doing the same afterwards, up to and through the ratification of the Constitution. Establishing the presidency. Every step I took setting a precedent, helping to define by example the national character of America, setting in motion the great departments of our good and generous government, setting the executive branch on firm footings, on the square, and on the level. And then resigning, releasing power. As had Cincinnatus, after the war, I returned my commission as Commander-in-Chief to the civilian authority. I again made the choice to stand down after 2 terms as the Chief Magistrate. 8 years, that is enough for any president. Having obeyed the calls of my country and spent the prime of my life in rendering it the best services of which my abilities were capable, and finding that the infirmities of age are creeping upon me, it became as necessary as it was congenial to my feelings to seek in the shades of retirement the repose that I had always contemplated. To have finished my public career to the approbation and satisfaction of my fellow citizens will, to my latest moments, be a matter of pleasing reflection, and will contribute not a little to to heighten the enjoyment. No wish in my retirement can exceed that of seeing our country happy, and I can entertain no doubt of it being so if all of us act the part of good citizens, contributing our best efforts to maintain the Constitution, support the laws, and guard our independence against all assaults from whatsoever quarter they may come. Clouds may, and doubtless often will, in the vicissitude of events, hover over our political concerns, but a steady adherence to these principles will not only dispel them, but render our prospects the brighter by such temporary obscurities. It is my fervent prayer that we continue to set aside faction and division and, dare I say, political party in favor of the welfare of the common good, to do what is best for the nation. As I had writ to my dear Marquis de Lafayette, I am become a private citizen on the banks of the Potomac, and under the shadow of my own vine and my own fig tree, free from the bustle of a camp and the busy scenes of public life, I am solacing myself with those tranquil enjoyments of which the soldier, the statesman, and the courtier can have very little conception. I am not only retired from all public employments, but I am retiring within myself, and shall be able to view the solitary walk and tread the path of private life with heartfelt satisfaction. Envious of none, I am determined to be pleased with all, and this, my dear friend, being the order for my march, I will move gently down the stream of life until I sleep with my fathers.